So as more and more churches start moving towards live streaming, there's some essential things that you want to do to differentiate yourselves and your church. Anybody can connect a camera up to a computer, into any of these multiple devices that are out there to get your live stream going to Facebook, YouTube, or wherever. But the one thing we want to help you do is differentiate yourself in what you're doing. This is how we're going to add some flair and some more professionalism to your live stream. Coming up next. Now, one of the first things I honestly would recommend with your live stream is you want to, at least for my media ministry at my church and the churches I help out with, what I like to do is try and tell them that the live stream is not going to replace your church service, but is an extension and a tool to be used to help your church service, to be able to reach those people who are on vacation or kind of like the digital face of your church for those who are in other countries and just happen to come across your stream, because that's pretty much where we are right now. So the first thing you want to do is, just like if you have greeters, ushers in your church, you want to welcome them there. And how do we do that? We do that with a image that will start off your live stream. So example, our live stream starts at 10 o'clock, but most of the time we start 5 minutes before, and that's for some other future stuff that I'll tell you about later. But we started, and we just don't go boom, we're going right into our live stream. What we actually do is we introduce, what is this? We have it on our website where we say, welcome to our church. Live stream starts at this time. Thanks for joining us. Some type of greeting to let people know that you recognize them. Now, also one suggestion I would make is when you're live streaming, you have to be very, very careful with music. Most of the time, if you have a band and they're playing their own version of a song, that's considered creative license. So a lot of people, you can't get hit for copyright with stuff like that. So you got to be really careful for those churches that use tracks. But when you have that image, that's one greeting, but you just don't want them to be sitting in silence. So if you say, in my example, I start the live stream 5 minutes before church starts, I don't want them just sit in silence for 5 minutes. On that image, you can have some type of background music, have your whatever streaming software that you have, bring in the audio if your musicians are playing praise and worship or something like that before, have the audio stream come in with that intro image right above it, so that way they can see something is going on. And this is what I alluded to before. Sometimes you can actually start that, but you can have your announcements going on so people will know something is actually going on, a countdown timer, something. So when people hit your page, they will know that it's live. They'll know it's not a pre-recording, and they won't just be sitting waiting of when this is going to start. So you have something going, whether it be music, whether it be announcement reels, something that's going on with your welcome. Then after that, me personally, what I've done is I'm a big fan of Envato, Video Hive, and a bunch of template sites that you can get. You can always sign up for that for free, and they give you 6 templates of all of their branches every single month. So what I did is, I already been buying stuff from them anyway, but they had a free template that came out. I used that to be the intro video. Just like you see on YouTube, I have an intro video for our church. Right when we go from welcome, it goes into that transition video, and it's like a 7-second, 5-second intro just to our church. Just a splash of pictures, kind of like a quick slideshow. And then after that, it transitions into the live presentation of church. It's just like you see anything. The news has it, any TV show has it, just like a little intro. That's it. That little bit can just change a lot. So you can get that stuff from Envato. Now, sometimes you might need to use some of these other softwares like Adobe After Effects or stuff like that. But these templates are really simple, and they come with instructions. So you can sign up for Adobe After Effects or something like that, a 1-month trial for free. Make the template that you need to do, cancel it so that you won't get charged after your trial period is over, and there you go. Other thing you can also do is, if you have one camera, work on different in OBS especially, depending on your camera, you can artificially make different camera angles. So you don't need to have multiple cameras. You can have one camera. Say you have a 4K camera, which are pretty cheap now. You get a 4K camera with a wide shot, but because the resolution is so high, you can have one scene in OBS be the wide shot, and then another scene that's a tighter shot, and because the resolution is so high, it would look like you actually have two cameras. So that's just one suggestion. You want to have some type of motion and movement. You just don't want to have one image of the wide shot of the entire sanctuary and that's it. You don't do any movement. That's just a suggestion. But again, you know where your church is and where you can and can't go. So if that's all you have, that's fine. I'm just giving a whole bunch of tips that you can, it's not meant for you to use all of them, but it's just one thing that you can add to enhance everything that you're doing. Now, another thing, when we have tithes and offering, most of the time it's just the choir singing, but then it's really nothing else going on except for people passing plate, coming here, giving their tithe and offering. What we've done is from our stream, because nobody really wants to see that, we'll go right back to the same suggestion I said at the very beginning. We put up a graphic on how to pay our tithes and offering online to the people who are watching. But we still let the audio come in so they can hear what's going on, but they're being seen with that. Now, other programs will actually allow you to put a hyperlink so people can go there, but the ones that we use at our church, we don't have that. But that's just a suggestion. Whether it be Tithely, Givelify, any of those other things, PayPal, Stripe, whatever you have set up, that'll be a good way to introduce non-intrusively dead time. Just show them how you can do that. You can also implement banners and things like that. Me personally, I'm more about media is about being as beneficial as possible without being a distraction, because the good purpose of media ministry is when you're doing everything right, no one notices what you're doing, but when you do something wrong, everybody notices. All right. Another thing you might want to even implement is kind of just like with the still images, you could actually have a lower third made for every single minister, your pastor, or whoever that is there at the church. It all depends on how big your church is. So if you got like 20 ministers and stuff like that, it might be a hassle, but just make one over time. But you can do that, put that, it makes it a little more professional, like you would see in a TV show or something like that, because that's pretty much what you have with allowing churches now with online. Is like you have your own TV channel that anybody in the entire world can get access to. That's the power of this, and that's why you have to be really careful and come at it not at a haphazard approach, but come at it as this is going to be beneficial to the people who are not physically here or the members who are on vacation for this time. The same way, just like we started, we need to end the same way. When your stream is over, just don't cut it off. Transition to another outro video. Like me, I use the intro and an outro, play the exact same thing. But that transitions into a thanks for watching, visit us here, if you're in the local area, come, something like that. So you greet them, and you also want to give them a fair thank you and a goodbye at the end. And then you shut off your feed. So that's kind of like the examples of what I teach at my media ministry as well as other ones. Again, this is AJ. You can find me at AJhomes.com or here. And I try and give a whole bunch of tips about media ministry, computer stuff. I'm all over the place. Just want to kind of share what I do here from a standpoint of that can help enhance your media ministry. So again, if you like this and this was beneficial, please like it and share it, and also consider subscribing. And if you're a subscriber, hit that bell notification. That way you get notified when we come out with new videos. Again, this is AJ, and y'all have a great day. Later.